Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Sunday night stream. It's a bit of a weird one, but I wasn't on last night. I was seeing a good friend of mine who has returned from Canada, so I'm afraid that definitely took precedent. So we're doing a Sunday night stream instead, and we are picking back up with Hertha Berlin. We have we've been off of that for a few weeks actually, while we did a brief North London save with PMD Adaptable, and well, I mean that's come to an end now that I have, without doubt, made myself the greatest football manager of all time, and Ashwin can only agree with that, I'm sure. But we are coming back to Hertha Berlin. We are at the start of the 2032-33 season, and well, we've got some money to spend, and we are trying to win the Champions League. So, without any further ado, let's take a look and remind ourselves where we left off. So, last season we did win the Bundesliga. We've broken Bayern Munich's stranglehold over the league. I think they'd won it 17, 18. Not even sure how many. Here we go. It's an awful lot. I think that's about 20 seasons there of Bayern Munich dominance, and well, we've brought that to an end. Hertha Berlin were champions after our first season with Hertha. We finished second despite a very rocky start. We won this league last season, and this season we're going for the Champions League. That's it. That is the ultimate goal. That's the only thing I feel like we've got left to do in this save. And on that, I think this will likely be the last season with Hertha Berlin. I'm very excited to get my new save underway with with a created club in the lower echelons of the English leagues. We are going to see how far we can get that team from way down in the West Kent Division 2 all the way up to, well, wherever we get them to before Football Manager 24 comes out. And depending on how much we're enjoying it, we may just carry that across, because that's a new feature of FM24. You can pick up your FM23 saves and load them into FM24, and hopefully that all works. Although, not entirely sure if that works with a custom database, so we'll have to find out. But either way, we are going to we're going to start something new. I've never done a creator club before, so this could be a lot of fun. Right, let's get into the save then. So we've got a bit of money, about 70 million in the transfer kitty, and a couple 100,000 wage budget as well. Should be enough to get us one or two signings that I think we need to complete the squad. I think we've got the goalkeeper we need. Marshall has done a great job. Heiko Senkbal he's close on his heels. He's only 19. Wonder kid goalkeeper who came through our youth side, so he's very, very close to being able to push him for that, and I think we're going to try and give him some game time this season. Right back, we've got David Akani and Connor Bradley, who can do a job. I am still wondering whether I want to strengthen there. I'm not entirely certain. We're going to see what's out there. Centre back, I think, again, we've got Akani who can cover there. We've got Chris Ostomy, we've got Cristiano, we've got Oliveira, who have all been very good for us in the last couple of seasons. Potentially one more player might be useful in there, so we can use Akani in other places. But actually, I'm fairly happy with how our defence looks. And at left back, we've got Georgie Cohane and new boy Ryan Roberts, who we got him from Chelsea fairly cheaply, actually. 35.5 million, not too bad at all. And we'll be pushing Georgie Cohane for that starting berth. Defensive midfield, we have Noel Keely, we have João Neves, who was an excellent £8 million signing at the end of last season after a relegation release clause with his Italian team, who I forget at this point in time. But I think this is an area where we could do with some strengthening. Georgie Cohane has the potential actually to play in that area, and depending on how Ryan Roberts does, we may move Cohane into midfield, because as good as Cohane is going forward, the defensive work has left a little bit to be desired. I've seen him pass the ball into our own penalty area far too many times for my liking, so we'll see how that goes. On the wing, we have just an abundance of talent. We've got Jay Letham, we've got Jen Margraf, we've got Thomas Burkholt, who can all play out there. Karim Adeyemi as well can play as an inside forward. We've also got Ralph Dorr, who, I mean, he would play as a winger there. He's really one of our left-sided wingers. And again, Simon Hardy and Ralph Dorr are going to keep us there and happy for quite some time in that position. In attacking midfield, Margraf tends to start here, but Jay Lethan, João Neves, Diamande, Gabri Vega can all do a role. And we have got Mentor Lugalio, who is another youth talent just waiting for his chance. He might be a little way off starting berth at the moment, but looking at who is after him on loan, namely Stuttgart and Hoffenheim, both Bundesliga teams, I think he might be ready for a few more games this season. And then up front, we've got Mohamed Ali Cho and Karim Adeyemi as our main two strikers. We have Luis Silva, a 19-year-old who cost us £110,000, next to nothing. Played a few matches off the bench and didn't really impress last season, but he's a young man. This is the highest level he's ever played at. He's going to take a little bit of time to bed in, but he definitely has the potential. And then we've got a couple of other youngsters, Frank Schultz and Philip Schaefer, who will also give us a little bit of depth going forward. Again, both youngsters, both unlikely to be pushing for starting spots just yet, but one day perhaps. So come tell me, how's your weekend been? Are you looking forward to Monday? Are you one of those people fortunate enough to have finished school or work over the last week? I'm not. The rest of my family is. My three kids obviously have finished school now, and my wife, who works in a school, is also off. So I get to suffer the indignity of going to work while they lay in bed all day. Aren't I lucky? Are you one of those people too? So I think what we'll do is take a quick look at what our scouts have found for us. We've got £70 million, which is probably two decent targets, I think. If we can structure a couple of deals, I reckon we can get one or two good players in. Question is where? What position am I looking at? I'm looking at my shortlist. I've not got a huge amount that I'm looking at. We've got Chris Evans, who is a top quality right back, currently playing for Man United. Would certainly improve us in that position, but that's a lot of money to spend on a right back. We've got Frederick Thorlo, who, West Ham were holding out for big money last time. I think they were looking to do a deal for something like 70 to 80 million, which is more than I want to pay. But he can play in defensive midfield and attacking midfield positions, as well as at centre back and central midfield. He's got all of that kind of flexibility, that versatility that you want, and he is just a very good player. So probably top priority is Frederick Thorlo. We've got Tone Coop Miners. He's 34 and could do a role, brings in a lot of experience and still has the mental attributes. He still has the technical attributes, and the physicals are doing okay. Could be an option for that defensive midfield position. I think we've had an offer accepted, and for £3.4 million, we may just bring him in anyway, just to add a bit of depth. And then we have Ilya Radosavljevic, who, this boy here is he's a Champions League winner. He's going to win us the Champions League. The only problem is he would be going into a position where we are already very oversubscribed. Looking at our squad planner, if we look at who we've got available here, we've got Lethem, we've got Margraf, we've got Burkholt, who could also all play in the centre. So it may not be a disaster to try and bring him in and potentially move one or two of those players into the central position. So we'll see what we can do with these guys. I think we did have offers rejected fairly recently, but it seems to be that's been forgotten. So we're going to try again. I think I'm going to try to prioritise Radosavljevic. What we've got to try and do, though, is find that sweet spot between um, offering enough up front for them to bite and keeping enough of our transfer budget back so that we can spend on other players as well. So if we say something like that, well, let's see how we're doing that. Okay, that's promising. So let's keep that and let's drop the upfront price a little bit. There we go. That would be a very good deal for us indeed. And can we get Thorlo as well? Now we did 30 million, so we can probably do a little bit more up front for Thorlo, but we'll try 35. And let's offer them another 25. Yeah, see, West Ham really don't want to play ball, do they? Let's fix that. We can't go any higher. So let's see if we can find West Ham's sweet spot for this guy. £95 million is a big ask. Okay, that is a deal I'd be happy with for a player of his ability and his flexibility and versatility. I think that's a decent deal if we can get it over the line. That'll do nicely. Lovely. And what can we get Thorlo to sign for? Well, that could be very good news for us indeed. All right, a few more friendlies going on. Would have been 7-1 win. I mean, what does that friendly tell you? Nothing at all. It's just there for fitness. That's all we're doing those for. And we've got Inter Ajax, and we've got what is still a friendly. The Super Cup. It's still a friendly in my eyes. So if we can get those two signings wrapped up before the start of the season, I think we're in a very good place to start strongly. A loan offer for Boosh. Really, you should be looking to break into our first team, but you're not ready, I don't think. Okay, what are you offering? I don't know if we want to sell you. Right, we're not giving you the option to buy him, so let's accept that. Go on, get some football. Who is Wilsk? And why is he disappointed? Let's just trigger his extension. There we go. Problem solved. We'll just make him stay longer because we can. Say well done to the good boys doing good training. And on we march. I'm just going to reject these offers outright. We don't want to sell him. He's another one with potential for the future. I think we've offered a contract, which hopefully will put that purchasing or transfer rumours to a stop, because we're not selling him. We'll loan him so he can go and get some experience and develop a bit better than he will do playing for the second team. But we're not selling. Ask for more money? No. Maybe I should be looking to sell him then. Is there anyone I could offload? Diamande and Vega are probably two who we can. Let's transfer list Vega. See who we can get to come and make an offer of him. Diamande, I mean, I'd feel bad letting him go. He had a cracking season for us last season. I mean, he started pretty much every game at the beginning of the season. Second half of the season, however, he had to give up his place to Jen Margraf, or Margraf, I don't know which pronunciation it is, but he just came in, played that second half of the season to perfection, 5 goals and 4 assists from 9 starts. I mean, you just can't ask for much more from an attacking midfielder, can you? That's the level he's at. Bologna and Bristol City. Millwall want Kurt Meyer. Do we want him to go? Yeah. Bundesliga 2. That's about your level, but fringe player, that's a no. Let's move on. Similarly, Javi Perez. He's only 16. He's got a lot of potential to get better than that, so we're going to say no. I've no problem selling players as long as they're not going to go on to be better than than the current crop we've got. Now you're a tidy little player. 3 to 3.5 stars of potential in an area we are quite oversubscribed already on the wings. You are one of the better prospects to come out from here. Looking at our B squad. Oh, there's no one there. Might need to rectify that. But yeah, we've already got Ardabouche. We've got Marian Bialas. If we can scout Bayern Munich here, make them pay a lot more than perhaps they're willing to, I might be up for that. Well, there we go. I was £10 million, 7 million up front or guaranteed. Yeah, it feels like a good one. And look at this. Ralph Dorr is now 4 stars. And we joined, he was 17, and we just threw him straight into the first team. He was good enough from day one, and he is developing into a world-class player. He's already got 9 caps for Germany. And Thorlo is in. That's a big lot of money that they're deducting from the transfer budget. That's a problem. We're going to delay that, I think, because I need to see how much money we're going to get for. We're going to have to pay for Ilya. trigger an extension because he's got enough potential. And I think we are going to pop Diamand. Oh, okay. He won't react well. All right, fine. When he, let's talk to him, shall we? Okay, so he's not happy about being transfer listed, but it's tough. It really is tough. Unfortunately, we do need to sell because I think we're going to need that money for purchases. I wasn't expecting the Thorlo to take £49.5 million out of the transfer budget because I've sunk a lot into Ilya. So, yeah, let's see how that goes. I think it's the per league attendance thing that's caused me a problem there. All right, who have we got in the first round here? We're away to Koblenz. I feel like we've played them before. We have in the first round of the Cup 2 years ago. In love with someone, ever fallen in love with someone you shouldn't fallen in love with. Okay. We might be struggling to get rid of these guys. Okay, that's more than fine offering. So let's go and reject that, and we're going to offer him out. We're going to try and let's see what we can get. We're going to try and gouge a few clubs. Delay that one as well. Leon want this guy. Right, let's remove and exclude. Okay, he can go off and play some football in France then. Or someone else. I can't remember who else was asking. But bit alone isn't a bad thing for a player of his age who not ready for us, but could well be well be good enough for another top flight team somewhere else. Well, beating to 4-0, that's a highly impressive result. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say no to Coop Miners. Now we know Thorlo is interested. Let's reject that. That gives us a little bit more wage budget available, I think. It's not going to let me change it. Okay. Okay. Good. Excellent. Okay. At least we've scared them off. Let's get up a little bit. Let's see how that goes. Ooh, goodness, no, that's not good enough at all. Okay, looks like he's going to Wolfsburg then. If Bayern Munich want to cheap out on buying him, then they are going to suffer the consequences. Eric Cartman is, yeah, ready for a loan, I think. Regular starter is all good. Enjoy. We offer this as installments. Will anyone take us up on it? Candy paint on his brand new hearse. Can't contain him, he knows he works. Got this hearse, I won't lie. We're still waiting for this lad to make a decision on his contract offer. He is priority number one. If we get him in, I think he's the sort of player winning us Champions Leagues. A couple of days away from the start of our season. We've got Bayern Munich at home. I don't know if that's a bug or what. Is it because we won the league? We're playing Bayern Munich at home, so yeah, it's an advantage we get for being league winners. We are not selling him. I don't know what people are misunderstanding about this. There we go. That'll do. Getting any proper offers for Perez so he can stay with us. I'm fine with that. Come on, Ilya, make your decision. Okay. Cartman can go out on loan. Right. What's this offer? He's not interested in going to Hoffenheim, so I will accept that one just to see if he changes his mind on that. But I'm quite happy for him to go on loan. That's just a ridiculous offer. Celta Vigo can get stuffed, I think, to put it politely. Okay, let's give Roberts his preferred number, shall we? Oh. Well, hopefully I don't upset anyone with squad numbers. I do like to give players their preferred one if I can. And this is the one we were waiting for. Ilya Radosavljevic. Radosavljevic. Ilya is joining Hertha Berlin, and he is going to be, I think he's going to be the cornerstone of our Champions League push this season. What a signing that is. That is massive for us, I think. Fortunately, I can't give him the squad number he wanted. He turned up too late. Let's get him in the squad. Right, so that leaves me about nearly £11 million short of getting Thorlo. So we are going to have to see some transfer activity go the other way. Right, let's try and get aggressive with selling out the others. Let's start this off at 12 million and see who comes sniffing around. And let's see what we can do for Vega as well. Now we're at the stage where we just want their money so we can bring Thorlo in. Yeah, we'll accept that. That's money. And we'll accept that. That's good. That's immediate money. And I think I'm getting all of that back. Yes. So that if they go through, that'll be enough to bring in Thorlo. That's job done. And that's a big upgrade for us. Big, big upgrade. Oh, there we go. Look, that's a German transfer record. Serbian player transfer record and a Hertha transfer. Look, we're just setting records all over here. I do love having a 5-star player at the squad. That's lovely. Well, no Hertha players on the expected top players, but we'll see to that. Yeah, I don't think he's coming to us. He looked good, for sure. Unless he's free, it's not happening. Yeah, we want him to be playing games. He's more likely to play games with us and be a backup elsewhere. So let's keep him here. Well, they didn't want to listen to me at all, did they? Let's hope we can delay that for one more week, because otherwise we're going to be very, very sad. Right, let's go and play our first match of the season against Bayern Munich, shall we? So, usual stuff here. Actually, do you know what? This might be a good chance to put Sink Bile. That's what I'm calling him now, Sink Bile. Into the limelight. Go with the card out on the right and Cristiano and Oliveira, just because he's big. And let's give Ryan Roberts a first run out as well. And we'll give Kohane that role alongside João Neves, who normally plays the deep line playmaker role for me. But sorry, he normally plays the Volante role, but we're going to give him the deep line playmaker role for this one. Ilya has come in just in time for his first appearance. And Ralph Dorr is summing up that left wing all for himself. And the bench we've got is going to be quite superb, I think. Although a little bit light on left back options. That's fine. That's fine. We've actually got two left backs playing, haven't we? Richter, Lethen, Hardy, Burke, Holt, and Ademi. I mean, I've got players who easily could be on the bench there, but just can't make it because we are that strong at the moment. Right, let's see how they get on. First challenge of the season, first match of the season, and it is a big challenge. Win this, and we might feel better about the season that's to come. A draw tells us very little. Losing worries me that we're not quite there, but let's see. And we've conceded from a free kick. Easy header. This is why I've got Oliveira in there. He should be dealing with that. Let's berate the team, and we're going to go attacking. We beat Bayern in pretty much every match last season, so I'll be disappointed to lose this one. Although it's a friendly, really. It's a glorified friendly. Oh, we're not doing well from set pieces there, are we? That's a slight concern. But in other areas of the match, we're pretty much on top. We've not created anything particularly great, but here's our chance with our own set piece. And Ralph Dorr gets up to head against the bar. Not possibly the target I'd be going for, but it was he just happened to be the man that was there, and he's not quite able to finish that off, which is a shame. Lingering too long on the ball, but he and Ilya between them have wrestled that back off of Bayern Munich, and Margraf now down the right wing. Can't quite play the ball in for Ilya, but Cho back now pressing against the defence, and Dorr has another chance. But it's a good save from the keeper. Well, 35 minutes gone. Dare I say we should be ahead in this match. We've certainly had the chances, and Bayern have had that one set piece which caused us problems. And Cho there has got the equaliser, and the ref's sticking his finger in his ear, but we all know that's for no good reason. That is 1-1. There we go. 1-1 and completely deserved. We've been the better team throughout this half. At least we're not coming in behind. I'm going to say I didn't like that because we do need to score some goals here, please. Seagulls cry. All right. Bayern now building from the back up to Osserman. It's a good ball through. Can our defenders deal with it? We're going to say yes. We'll say that was enough pressure to put him off there, but concerningly, we didn't try and put a tackling at any point. Let's make a few changes, shall we? João Neves is hurt, so Richter can come on there. Door's not been brilliant, so let's get Hardy on, and Margraf can come off for, let's say, Burkholt. And Cristiano, another poor match for him so far. Beginning to wonder if he's quite up to this level. It may be that Chrysostomou and Oliveira should be my starting centre-backs. And that's wonderful football, but somehow Cho has choked it at the last. Okay, let's bring on Adeyemi. He absolutely choked that, and we're going to get Cohane's looking tired, so we will bring on. Let's bring on Bradley there, and Chrysostomou can come on for. I can't. That's it. That's all my subs. Okay. Cristiano is just going to have to do a better job. That's it. Let's see how that goes. It's 1-1. Think it's penalties after this. I don't know if there's extra time. One time we played in this competition, Bayern Munich gave us a good thumping. Barda Senkbal makes a good save. He's done all right as seeing as he's 19 playing a goal in his first game, and it just so happens to be the Super Cup final against Bayern Munich. So yeah, I think he's done himself proud so far. Let's see if we can steal this at the last, though. Bayern Munich have very much come back into it in this second half. Hardy now is through and has a beautiful chance, and he puts it away. Puts it away. Look at that. Scraps, how you doing, mate? Yeah, it's a Sunday, and I'm here. And I didn't manage to get on last night. Ended up playing poker with my friend who's over from Canada until the early hours. So we decided we'd come and do a little Sunday night stream instead. And we're back with Hertha, as you can see. How you doing? Drinking me? No, I don't do things like that. There might have been quite a lot of beer involved. Friday and Saturday night, actually. Well, let's just have a look at yet another Hertha Berlin trophy lift, shall we? Yes, it's the friendly cup, but we won it, so now it's important. There we go. Yeah, Friday night was darts and quite a bit of beer. Yesterday, went out during the day to driving range just to try out their little TrackMan thing. And obviously had a couple of beers there. Then we went to the pub for another beer, and then we went back to my friend's house for beer and poker. So there was a little bit of beer involved, just a smidge. Well, there we go. A win's a win. And Hardy made a great impact off the bench in place of Ralph Dorr. Try. You don't know what a driving range is, Scraps. There's a place for you to go and practice golf without actually having to play on a course. You just buy a bucket of balls and you sit and hit them. We've got a little VIP thing down at our local localish golf course. So it's £38 for 5 of us, unlimited balls. Yeah, it was for a couple of hours. It was good fun. Excellent. Hopefully that makes him settle in quite well. That little press conference there. Going to Wembley and Leeds Rhinos away. Nice. I'm going to Wembley on the 12th of August for the Challenge Cup final. That's going to be that's always a good day. No, we're not selling him. Not for those pathetic amounts of money. No way you're going to be there for the Challenge Cup final. Amazing. Ardabushi is going to Leon on loan. That's good. I've not seen the tickets yet. Scraps. Where have we been previously? We've normally been down the side of the pitch, about sort of roughly in line with the 20, about 10 rows back. I think we said we'd try and get the same seats for this year, but I honestly don't know where we've ended up. I'll know more in August, I think. Well, actually, in a couple of weeks. I think the tickets that aren't meant to turn up until around, what, 2nd of August, about 10 days before the game. But I'll be sure to keep an eye out for you for we're sat in the Lee end because I want Lee to win. Oh, see, I don't know if we've got an end. If we're, I don't think we're at the end. We're normally on the sides. So yeah, I don't think we're in an away or home end. You may well do. You may well do. I mean, it'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? An unintentional away day, unintentional stream outing. I'm not talking about why we sold him because I need the money. That's why. I've got 42. We're just a few million short. We need Diamande and or well, I think we need Diamande to go. That's the one. Let's just see if there's anything interesting or cheap out there. I mean, this is intriguing. Let's get him scouted. It's quite a low price, I think. It'll be very awkward because I don't socialise with people. Scraps, neither do I, mate. Neither do I. I'm very bad at socialising with people. If you ever try and have a conversation with me face to face, it goes, yeah, it's a very short conversation. And start when I talk to new people, I get nervous and start to stutter a bit. Yeah, I mean, I get that, mate. I get that. You trip over your words. You know, your brain's going a million miles an hour, and you're trying to think of something interesting or exciting or endearing to say, and then you just fluff your lines. So I definitely know that feeling. So who are the underdogs in this one? It's Lee versus Hulk KR, isn't it? So who are the underdogs? Who are the ones I'm cheering on? You get there early. Oh yeah, we'll be up there. Probably from about 10 or 11 o'clock. We tend to meet up at around 9. We'll have breakfast together. There'll be a group of about usually a dozen or so of us. We'll have breakfast. We'll get up there. We'll find somewhere to sit and drink, have some food, and then we'll go in. Lee were in the championship last season. Oh well, then it's Lee all the way for me. They beat Saints in the semi. Oh well, there you go. That's incredible. Yeah, in that case, I think I'll very much be cheering on Lee on that Saturday. Right, there we go. I think we've now got enough money to bring in Thorlo. Yes, we have. So let's do that without delay. Okay, we'll just have to wait then. Hopefully, it won't cause us any problems having to wait for that. Okay, and up comes our first proper competitive match. Yes, it's against a team that, I mean, I'm not even sure what division they're in. Are these highlights of the league game? Let's have a look at that then. That's great work. Very good try. So we're just having a look at the China Cup semi-final between Lee and St Helens here before we get back on with our Football Manager save. But I'm going to the final, so I thought it'd be, as Scraps was kind enough to post the link for us, it'd be good to have a look and see how Lee managed to get there, because this is the team we'll be cheering on. They are very much the underdogs. That's lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Look at that. Oh, that's a good kick. Oh, that looks like he got that. Nice work there. Oh, they've done well there. Oh, I'm not sure it's that late. Well, that's harsh if you ask me. Oh, what a tackle at the end. Good defending. Oh, incredible. Oh, at the death. Oh, wow. So Lee made it through on the back of a missed kick, a missed conversion. Amazing. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. It's a proper holding on for a win kind of vibe, that one. Obviously, didn't see the whole match, but you could just see from some of the desperate tackling at the end, Saints probably put a hell of a lot of pressure on them, I would imagine. All right, back to Football Manager, and we're just waiting for a chance to confirm the Thorlo signing because that pretty much completes our squad, I think. Buzzing when Saints missed that. Yeah, I can imagine. Can well imagine. Okay, we'll keep those captains. Say no to that. And see, this is why I always like to support the underdogs at the final. Because if they pull it off, it's an amazing, amazing experience, amazing feeling. Here we go. Thorlo is joining us. And I mean, we've got ourselves a real player there. Someone who can play pretty much anywhere through the middle. But I think he's going to be our defensive midfielder. But I mean, he's proficient everywhere. He's worth the premium that we're definitely paying for him. Yeah, you're my Segundo Volante. I want you charging up and down. Let's get him registered. And let's get him a squad number. What a signing. They've gone from the Championship to second in the Super League. That is pretty impressive. Are they far behind Catalan? Who I assume are still top. It's two signings that our fans seem to like. Lots of shirt sales. Let's give Sinkbile another run out, shall we? I think he did quite well in the last one. I'll give Connor Bradley a start and Sunday, Friday. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to start with Chris Ostermu and Oliveira. I just haven't got that much trust in Cristiano at the moment. He's not been great. Right, Ryan Roberts is there. Thorlo is ineligible. Okay. That's a shame. So we will go with... Let's go with Neves and Nkili, shall we? Let's give Lethen a run out on that side. Actually, we'll give, Lethen through the middle, Burkholt on the right. Hardy can start this time. Yeah, he can as well. This is a game that we definitely expect to win fairly comfortably. Well, at the same time, I wouldn't be massively upset if we didn't go through. My focus is entirely on the Champions League here. They're 2 points behind Catalan. Need Catalan to lose 2 games and lead to win the rest of theirs games, then they're first in the playoff final. Is it semi-final? All right, coming in Koblenz. What have you got for us? There we go, and that's the start we're after. Get the first goal nice and early. Me. You still think the Saints will win the league? Do you mean the regular league season, or are you thinking playoff grand final? Let's just turn this light on, shall we? Oh, and that's 3. We're good at rebounds in this match, aren't we? Yeah, you think they win the final? And St Helens are the greatest rugby league team to grace England. There can be no doubt about that. Yeah. I knew that would get a no out of your scraps. We seem to be playing this match quite slowly. No, that's normal. Castleford. Well, sorry, should that be Castleford? miss that rebound, don't we? So, Scraps, is that school done for you for the summer then? My lot finished on Wednesday. We got any grand plans for the summer then? I think when I was younger, the summer holidays is when I started my paper round, and I thought I'd just do it for the summer, earn a bit of money. I ended up doing it for a couple of years. Sit and rage at FM all day. Oh mate, Rage was PMD adaptable when he couldn't beat Spurs with Arsenal. That was Rage. That was it. Save ended there and then. But then, I mean, it was quite ridiculous. I had Spurs top by what, 6 points? I think it was. It's just silly, just silly. That is. Yeah, that dear me, lovely. I think we'll make a couple of changes at half time, shall we? Oh no, offside. Okay, well, it's still 3-0. Starting a new FM save, ours is because she got smashed by Gillingham and decided that that one wasn't worth doing it anymore. Yes, going to be unemployed. That's a great one. That's definitely my favourite start to Football Manager is starting unemployed. You rarely find me start at a team that, especially like I won't start at a big team. I won't start in the top flight. Otherwise, it's just okay. You play for 2-3 seasons, you win the league, you win the Champions League, and then what? Where do you go from there? If I was going to do it with a top flight team, I might start in a smaller country and try and build up a club that can eventually win. You know, say I mean Chops, for example, did Cyprus, didn't he? And he did it for years, like 10 years, and won the Champions League with Aris Limassol. That would be interesting. But yeah, if I was to pick up on say Arsenal or even a mid-table Premier League team, I think that'd be quite. I don't know if that would be engaging for me. I think I'd find it a bit boring, maybe. But I do love an unemployed start, especially if you've got a load of smaller leagues loaded. Never quite know where you're going to start out. Oh, and Lethen doesn't quite get hold of this one. I've already decided, I think, that my first FM24 save will be. Uh, it will be an unemployed start, and I'll start with like UK leagues loaded Wales, Ireland, uh, Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, Republic of Ireland. I may open up, say, France into that, just thinking geographically closest teams, and then we'll just take the first job that comes along. Said I'd make some subs at half time, but I didn't even look at it, did I? Let's see. Anyone who. Let's let them rest. Let's not try and wear out with the big boys just yet. The second string can deal with this for now. Oh, and another time hitting the crossbar. That must be four now in this match. I'll have a look at those match stats when they come up. And that's a poor miss. That's a poor miss. This is why we've had to upgrade on you, Thomas. It's 3-4-3 that they seem to be playing is quite aggressive. It's not working for them. What is that? Yeah, 5 times we've hit the woodwork in this match. 5 times in a single match. I'm glad it's against a team that's in an unplayable division and we're 4-0 up. Because if this was in a proper match, if it was in a big Champions League game and we've hit the woodwork 5 times, I would not be happy at all. Wowzers. I feel like we should have had about 10 goals by now. We're 4-0 up, but I'm actually thinking we've underperformed. This is Linkin Park, and you will show some respect, Scraps. This is By Myself. Probably not one of their most popular songs, this one, but it's one that very much spoke to me when I was about your age. Oh, that's a bit of an unfortunate goal from a man with a very unfortunate name there, Sammy Zumdik. Fantastic name, and I'm really glad he chose that moment to highlight himself. Yeah, Frank Sinatra is very different. Well, we'll say that. Not to my taste. I can appreciate his talent, but My Way is just, as far as I can tell, is just a song that people who can't sing now do on karaoke, and that's about it. And Senk Bile doing well there. Very mature performance from him. He's not had much to do, but when he has done it, he's done it well. Oh, that's a penalty. Come Fly With Me, yeah, that's a decent one. So, do you fancy yourself as a bit of a crooner, Scraps? A crooner, a singer. I think Sinatra was in the era of crooners. That's kind of swing singers. Do you fancy yourself as a bit of a singer, or is it just appreciation of the music? Don't panic. I can't sing for my dear life. That makes two of us, mate. That makes two of us. Well, this is 8-0, and this is sad now. And the thing is, the players I've got on the bench are better than the players that I've got on the pitch. I feel bad for Koblenz. Yeah, really. Let's give Cristiano a chance to improve his form. We'll put Chrysostom on that side. And Keeley's just coming back from injury, isn't he? So we'll give Richter a run out. And Akerley is a youngster who probably could do with a bit of game time. So this feels like a good opportunity. Baby. Remember to be heading into a couple of weeks of very hot weather, aren't we? Soon. I'm gonna have to start thinking about how I keep myself cool. Because having the windows open is fine as long as it doesn't get too noisy outside. Definitely gonna want a fan of some kind. It's just how I can do that without the fan sound coming across on the stream. I'll have to sit and play with the audio settings for an afternoon or something. 37 shots, only 12 on target. We've been a bit wasteful actually. 5 times we've hit the bar as well. Got to be a question, a case for saying we could have done a bit better. Let's get Ilya. Go on, let's see what he can do against this side. Oh, we've conceded one. Well. Got a football game at 10:30 tomorrow. Are you playing? There we go. Get his first goal for us and get us off the mark. First of many, I'm sure. Unfortunately, why unfortunately, Scraps? I love playing football. I wish I could still do it now. I mean, I'm sure I could play at a very, very low level. But as a goalkeeper, I don't think I could quite throw myself around the way I used to. Doing 3 games, just like 5 aside, 7 aside. Hour each game, that's exhausting. I remember my friend's Sunday League team having to do something like that, going 2 games back to back, an hour each. They shortened them just so they could get them completed. Good work from Ilya, but he blasts it wide. So these competitive matches you're in, Scraps. I think we're just going to take our sweet time over this, as well we should. I almost feel bad for Koblenz here. We've absolutely destroyed them. We've turned up at their gaff and we've embarrassed them in front of their own fans. Do you feel a little bit guilty? They're in World Cup, but we're doing 2 semi-finals in 1 final. England v Portugal, France v Brazil. And so you're playing for England and France. What happens if England and France get to the final? How does that work? Or will the... Oh, it's with your mates. Okay. No. So you'll just have to go to whichever team and the rest of your mates go on the other side, I guess. But 5-a-side's not too bad. I'm not sure I'd want to be doing it for 3 hours. Then come on, England. Yeah, when's the next women's game? in the Women's World Cup. Let's have a look. So I absolutely intend to sit and watch some of that with my daughter. Trying to encourage her. She enjoys football. She stopped going to football training because she just doesn't want to do that anymore, which is fine. But I think they were coming to an end about now anyway. But it's good for her to see female role models. Looks like a Friday. Vega is going to Wolves. Well, enjoy Wolverhampton Wanderers, mate. Injury sminjury, he'll be fine. Well, how bad have his injuries been? I mean, yeah, nothing big. Most of them measured in days. He'll be all right. Their own custom league thing, but I'm not serious with the league. But this World Cup, I'm going to be passionate. Well, that's it. You're playing for your country in this one. Got to wear your pride on your sleeve. We used to do five-side football in a little local business league. So yeah, me and my friends who worked in a shop together, we played against other people who played in other shops around the local town. And it was yeah, I mean, I got quite inflamed at times. I got quite passionate. A friend of mine broke his nose in one match. It's like, don't know if my England shirt will fit. I'm going to wait since I've got this shirt. Yeah, it's been the last 3 years for me. I've piled it on for £8 million. We're not really going to be able to spend 8 million, are we? Let's see what the scouts have got. Find me someone cheap. He's 20. There's a good chance he won't develop into that potential, so he might not be the one. Let's do it that way. All the high potential players there, they really are not going to be not going to want to come to me, are they? Not for 7 million. The clubs aren't selling. This one's another 20-year-old who, yeah, tons of potential, but may not reach it. He's not developed much to the age of 20. Oh, there we go, Scraps. Good news. Good news indeed, mate. Okay. It looks like our transfer window might be over. I don't think we're going to do much business with 7 million unless something absolutely incredible falls in our laps. But I'm not too fast. We have a very strong squad here. Are we predicted for top of the league? No, they still have us behind Bayern and Dortmund, but I don't care. I think we're better than them. They've got us as comfortably third place, possibly good enough for second, but looking at the squad we've got, I think we're favourites for the title in my eyes, and I think we've got a decent chance of getting ourselves our first Champions League. We'll just say no to that, shall we? We'll just say no. Right, I'm going to take a quick break because my knee is aching, so I'm going to go take some painkillers. But I will be back shortly. And we're back. Sorry for the interruption there. Right. There we go. I know what I'm doing with this. I don't have a France shirt, though. I was going to get one in Spain, but the biggest one was large. And I said to someone, look at the size of me. I'm not a large, yeah. Football shirts come up very, very small. Like for players, I'm sure it's absolutely fine to have a nice tight fit, but when you're selling them, it's not great. I have to go up to 3XL because I like a bit of give in my football shirts. I've not got the physique I had in my younger years, so yeah, I'm not keen on something that's too tight. They do all come up very small. My board have got no trust in me. They expect us to get to the Champions League proper, which we've already qualified for. They expect us to qualify to the Champions League, so top four, but we're going for a clean sweep, I think. Right, time for our first league game of the season. Let's put our best foot forward for this one. Strongest squad out. So Marshall can come back in. We're going to go with Akani. I think we're going to stick with Chrysostomou and Oliveira as our centre backs. At left back, it's Ryan Roberts. Orlo is coming in for his debut, and we'll put him alongside Keeley, who still needs a bit of game time. Ilya is going out on that right wing, who is I just love this guy so much. Everything about him screams we're going to win everything with him. And we'll go Ralph Dorr and Cho up front, and that's a strong squad. I'm very happy with what we've got there. And the bench is something itself. A lot of strength on that bench as well. I get 3X because I like my shirts baggy. Yeah, same here. Makes me feel less self-conscious when I wear baggy shirts. Yeah, exactly why I do it. Like I say, I've expanded outwards in my 30s, and well, it does make you feel a bit better not to have everything tight against your gut. Right, come on then. Let's see if we can beat Darmstadt. Like to think we should do quite easily. Let's put league table down there, shall we? Oh, and Roberts had a lovely go there. Good attempt. Outside of football shirts, I wear XL or 2XL. Again, 2XLs for the baggier fit. Also, I am quite tall, so anything smaller tends to be a bit short on me. Well, when you put your arms up, you don't want your shirt riding halfway up your midriff. So, yeah, I definitely go bigger. And that is our first league goal of the season. That's the stuff we like to see. All I wear is football shirts. I only tend to wear my football shirts when I go to football. I've got an England shirt that comes out once every 4 years or once every 2 years. And Cho with the second. Lovely. Right now, I'm wearing Leeds' home shirt from last season. I mean, I'd be self-conscious wearing a Leeds shirt, to be honest with you. No matter the size. Just having to wear a Leeds shirt. Ooh. Now, if you can go and create an account just called Swindon on Top to make me say it on stream, I think it's only fair I can give you a little bit back about wearing a Leeds shirt. Oh, that's nearly a wonderful goal. And Ilya Radosavljevic has his second goal of the season, his first one in the league, and he's worth every penny already. Every penny. We're still doing a HelloFresh. I am indeed. That offer ends, I think it's the 3rd of August, if I remember rightly. And I won't be streaming past Saturday this week because I've got another little holiday. This one with the actual family. That's not just me out on my own or with a friend. This will be with my family. So yeah, this is the last week that I will be streaming and advertising it. Denver? No, not going to Denver. We're doing a little, just a little caravan holiday for a week down on the coast, down on the south coast. My kids love a caravan holiday. Well, to be fair, they love any kind of holiday. They quite enjoy. If we go to Alton Towers, sometimes we'll stay over for the night. It's a 4.5 hour drive from where I am. So they love sleeping in a bed that's not their own, really. Margraf now can't quite get the finish. Warrior, how are you doing? I'm very well, thank you. How's your weekend been? Said something to me about Denver. I'm not sure I did. Don't think it was me anyway. Devon, yes, Devon. Devon was where I was a couple of weeks ago playing golf. I'm pleased to hear it. We're back with our hurtable in save here. We are in our last season. It's make or break this season. We're going for the Champions League. We managed to win the Bundesliga last season, and this is going to be the last season of this save. So we want the Champions League to top it off. And then we're going to go on to a Creator Club save, which might be quite fun. I've not done one before, so looking forward to that. But I've downloaded a database that takes us down to level 13 in England. So we're going to start right at the very bottom of that in the West Kent Division 2. We'll see how we go. See if we can get a team well, I mean, League Two is the aim. I think get us into professional football. I'm a Gillingham fan. I am a Gillingham fan, so I'm a season ticket holder there with my wife and our three kids. We all have season tickets there. My brother as well. And interestingly, out of them, I'm the only real Gillingham fan. My eldest is a big fan. He's been a season ticket holder with me for the last couple of seasons. But yeah, the rest of my family seem to just enjoy how much I enjoy it and want to join along. So yeah, that's going to be quite nice this year. How about you, Warrior? Who do you support? Do you have a football manager save going at the moment? A lot of people have just put this game away for a little while until the new one comes out. But we're here sticking it out, seeing if we can get some success. Who watches rugby in your chat? Quite a few, actually, Scraps. Tend to be quite a few. Got a few Wigan Warrior fans, which I'm going to guess that the Warrior is as well. As is Chiefs Kingdom. He's also a Wigan Warriors fan. I'll be honest though, mate, most of Kent is terrible. No, Kent's a lovely place. Kent's a wonderful place. Garden of England and all that. Medway, well, that's a bit different. Right, should we make some subs? I've just let this game run on and I've not made one sub, so let's change around the team a bit. So we want to get on. Let's get Burkholt on and Cho can come off. There we go. 5 subs with 5 minutes to go. Why not? No, I'm not. Who are Wigan Warriors? They're a rugby league team. Seems to have quite a few rugby league fans pop in. And yeah, the name gave it away. But I'll put 2 and 2 together and come up with 5. $11.10. Close run thing there. Very close run thing. So as a Chelsea fan, Warrior, what are your thoughts on the season to come? It all seems a bit disjointed at Chelsea from the outside. Now, rugby league's very much a northern game. If you watch rugby down south, you tend to watch Union. But so I used to watch rugby union quite a bit. I used to support Wasps before they moved to Coventry. But over the years, I've found I enjoy rugby league more than I do rugby union. Who have we got in the second? Oh, Dortmund in the second round. That is a tough draw. And rugby union is absolutely shite. I mean, I wouldn't say it's absolutely shite. It's not. It's not a game. It's not a sport I watch anymore. But I used to enjoy it. Rejecting. That's it. Say no to them all. Just going to do well. They've been amazing in pre-season. Yeah, I try not to read too much into pre-season. A lot of the time, they're glorified training exercises, aren't they? All these big teams, they go over to America, don't they? And they play against other big teams, and we all try and read a lot into what happens. But really, they're there for fitness. It's just about not getting injured. Shut up, Adam. It's very shit. It's not. Behave yourself. It's not as good as rugby league, I'll give you that, but it's got its place. It has got its place. Went to the Twickenham double header a couple of times. I've been to a few Premiership finals as well. Back in the days of Lawrence Delalio. Oh, stop it. No, you stop it. I don't mind a bit of rugby union. Rugby union's got its place in the min because it's garbage. Right? Well, you and Scraps are going to get on well then. What have we got on here? Yeah, most of these are well out of our price range. You know, this is my daughter. I'm just going to say good night. 5 years old. She's well past her bedtime, but because it's a school holidays, apparently been quite lax with it. His Eminence in Shadow, aka Ducky, welcome. How you doing, mate? Chelsea and Wolves is available in my unemployed save. So have you given yourself like a decent reputation and coaching badges, or is that out of your reach at the moment? I'm not saying that rugby league is great because I've never watched it, but rugby union is one of the most boring sports I've ever watched. I can think of more boring ones. Tennis, snooker, for example. Bore me silly. I like playing snooker, and I used to play tennis when I was younger, but it's not. I don't think it's much of a spectator sport myself. But rugby union, it can be quite dour. It can be pretty slow sometimes, especially when you get two teams that are just interested in kicking. They don't try and run with the ball. They don't try and actually play the ball. Good, thanks. Was it a no-show from PMD? I don't blame him. So I think he was quite certain on Thursday night that was the end of that save. I think seeing Spurs that far on top of the league meant that we weren't going back there, especially after he couldn't beat me. Past bedtime when I was 5, 6 o'clock was way past my bedtime. So yeah, I mean my kids generally have a 7:30 bedtime, especially at her age. It's 7:30. You've got half an hour, and then it's time for sleep. Obviously, it gets later as you get older, but as it's summer holidays, why not? My wife, who also works in a school, does it, I think, so she can have a lay in occasionally. Snooker and pool are just pub sports, and darts is a pub sport. And most people watch it to get drunk. I mean, I play darts to get drunk as well, Warrior. In fact, when it comes to darts, I'm better after somewhere between 4 to 6 pints. Up until then, I'm a bit too stiff in the throw. 4 to 6 pints, I've warmed up nicely. After that, I stopped being able to see the board. I mean, pool is a pub sport for sure, but have you ever sat and watched stuff like the World Cup of pool and stuff like that? Some of those players are incredibly good. What they can do on a pool table is just it's insane. Saying no to that. Sinkbile is going to be our first choice keeper at some point in the near future. Am I from Kent then, supporting Gillingham? I'm from southeast London, actually. Um, I mean, my postal address is Kent. I mean, that kind of bit. I'm in a London borough, but my postal address is Kent. So, sort of, I guess, is the answer. But that's not how I came to support Gillingham. They're not my local club. They're about 40, 45 minute drive away. Charlton is far, far closer. And in fact, that is, if my dad had really enjoyed football, that's who, I mean, he said he supported Charlton, but he never went to matches. Wasn't a football fan at all. I became a Gillingham fan when my uncle got me tickets to Wembley to go and watch Gillingham play in the playoff final, and that was it. That was it. That was done. That's where I just decided at that moment that was my team. Up until then, that I probably would have said I was a Man United fan. Probably should have just supported Charlton then instead of Gillingham. No, no. Oh, wouldn't want to support Charlton. Their fans are still living in the days when they used to be in the Premier League. No, we want to go with Oliveira there, don't we? Or you could have supported the biggest club in London. Why would I want to support Arsenal? I've got a friend who is an Arsenal fan, but that's not for me, thanks. I prefer being a fan of a smaller club, to be honest with you. I actually get to feel like I'm part of the club. And when we're Gillingham last in the Premier League, well, surprisingly, we've not been in there yet. But give us about 7 years, we'll be there. No, the only one with the Champions League. Oh, so it's not the biggest one, just the one with the Champions League. Let's. How long have you got? 4 to 9 days. Okay. More like 100 years. I mean, there's a good chance that we wouldn't be there in 100 years either. But you've got to have hope, haven't you? Got to have hope. Otherwise, what's the point? I'd be quite happy seeing us get to the Championship. We've been there once in our past. And yeah, when I was cracking. Some of the away days we had there was lovely. I even enjoyed going away to Stoke. Good work from Cho there. Gillingham Championship next joke plays well. I mean, we've got a very ambitious chairman. He reckons he's getting us the Championship in 5 years, which will be that'd be an incredible achievement, seeing as we've only ever been there once in our past, back in 2000 after we got in the playoff final, and we managed 5 seasons up there, and that's our lot. We've been a League One, League Two club for most of our history. Must be the only person who's ever been happy going to Stoke. I reckon I might be. Well, it's only because we went there and managed to get a draw to keep us up on the last day of the season. So yeah, that's it. That's the only reason I enjoyed Stoke. That kept us in the Championship another year. I wish a couple of seasons ago when we were in League One with Sunderland that I'd done taken my boy to the away game, because that would have been incredible for him. That was a huge stadium for League One. But decided against it, struggling to justify spending all that money for an away day. Although my wife is insistent we're doing Wrexham away this year. Do you manage to get to many games, Warrior? Well, narrow lead at half time. We'll see how the first 15 minutes go. Might have to freshen things up a bit up front. They go to most of the home games at Stamford Bridge. That's good. It's a relatively small stadium for the fan base it's now got, so you do well to get hold of tickets. Makes it sound like you're not a season ticket holder, but a member of the club. I can imagine there's some fairly stiff competition for tickets. Not a problem I've ever suffered from. Good defensive work there. And/or feed one of these two charging into the box. Surely can. And it's Cho. There we go. Good clearance. I have a membership of Chelsea. I do want to try and get a season ticket eventually, yeah. How much does a season ticket at Chelsea cost? Okay, mate. Well, I'll ask you that question again in a few. All right, let's make some changes. Let's get some tired legs off the pitch. Thorley's run up and down like a maniac all match. Thor can come off for Hardy. Let's give Cristiano a bit of time out there as well. And who can play there? Let's stick Roberts in there for a little while. Let's see how he does. Gillingham is small. I mean, yeah, it is. There's no arguing that one. There's no doubt about it at all. We are a small club. But when we're lifting the Champions League in 10 years' time, no one's calling us small then. If only. If only. Welcome back, Warrior. So yeah, I was asking how much is a season ticket at Chelsea? I know your little neighbours down the road have the most expensive season ticket in Europe, or in the world, I would imagine at the moment. Is it £3,000 for some season tickets at Fulham, which is just incredible to me. Just gouging fans, unbelievable. And there we go. Perfect start to the season so far. The cheapest at Chelsea is just over £600. Considering that's Premier League football, that's not that bad. I mean, Spurs are another club with ridiculous prices. £2,500 some of their season tickets. Yeah, no, it's just mental. And we know full well they don't need to charge that much. The TV money alone, the sponsorship money, that's where their real income comes from. Don't Arsenal have mental ticket prices too? I'm sure they Probably, I mean, they probably do have some that are stupid prices. My friend is an Arsenal season ticket holder, and his is, I think it's about £900, which, I mean, for a Gillingham fan, that's just insane money. But compared to some of them out there, it's not as mental as others. It's still a huge amount of money to go and watch football. Oh, we're not doing that one anymore. Let's turn that off. One of the most expensive in the Premier League. Yeah, I mean, the Premier League's expensive at the moment. It always will be. It's just a way to keep the money rolling in. But I don't think it's necessary. Really don't think it's necessary at all. Or to watch your team bottle the league and be failures. I mean, 11th place isn't exactly standing up to the challenge, is it? Was it 11th Chelsea finished? Was it 12th? And that's, yeah. With the squad you had, with the money that was spent, you've got to be expecting more as a Chelsea fan. How much did Gillingham charge for a pint? Scraps, I wouldn't know, mate. I don't drink. I'm kidding. About a fiver. Which, I mean, on the one hand, that feels quite expensive. On the other hand, it's far cheaper than a lot of other places I've been to. There are lots of pubs around this way that charge you more than that for a pint, and that's a pub. Let's see, what have you got for me? Do we sell Mads Christensen? I mean, he's a good third keeper to have. Go on. Loan for you. Loan for you. Loan for you. Yeah. Yeah. Sensible stuff from my staff meeting there. West Ham charge £7.60. Yeah, and that's the sort of price I expect from a lot of sports venues these days. But now you can't go anywhere else. They've got you boxed in. When I go to the cricket, it's usually about £6.50 these days, I think, for a pint. 12th year we were shy. It's first season years they've been better than us. Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be the last at the moment. I think you guys have got. Someone just needs to get control of the club, I think, and start finding a direction for them. And speaking of Chelsea, final game of our Champions League season is going to be away to Chelsea. We have got some clubs in there. Man City, Barcelona, Chelsea. They are going to be tricky, shall we say. Lazio, Sparta Prague, Celtic, Toulouse, and maybe Sevilla. I think we should be able to target those games. We've got three that are going to be hard to get anything from. And you watch cricket too, bloody hell, you watch some boring sports. I love cricket. I love T20 cricket, but I'll take Test cricket all day long. Love it. They have matches that can be played over 5 days and still come down to the last half an hour before you know what the result's going to be. Yeah, there's nothing quite like that. Oh, there's a job available. What have you got, Scraps? If it's not down in National League North or South, it's too high for you. Start at the bottom. Grow your roots. Really want this goalkeeper off me, don't they? I don't want to sell him. Oh no, hold on. This is loan. This is loan. Loan's different. First choice, yes. Okay, go. I'll reject all of those offers as well. Boreham Wood. There you go. That's the place to start. Thank you very much for the follow, Warrior. Welcome aboard. That's a lot of players we now have called up for international duty. It's almost like we turned Hertha into a big club or something. Keep praising all the people who do well at training because that makes them like you. And I mean, I don't know if you actually get any genuine benefits for that, but it's worth it. And Preston, well, about the same level then, really. Preston and Boreham Wood. They're not far off. I kid, Preston actually did quite well this season, didn't they? All right, Stuttgart. They've been a bit of a thorn in our side this lot. Let's hope we can deal with them quite easily. So Warrior, do you play Football Manager? Do you have a save going at the moment? I've been extolling the virtues of a unemployed start because it's just you could end up anywhere. It's brilliant, and this is exactly how we've ended up at Hertha via Sweden and Scotland. My regular starter. Yeah, that sounds fair. Go and enjoy. How do you apply for a job? Oh, wow. Okay, right. So, if you're looking in the job centre, yeah, you can right click. Why can't I apply for this one? It must already be sewn up. There's not going to be one I can show you. Yeah, I think it must be sewn up but ultimately you go into job security, find the vacant position, click on the availability over here, and then click apply. Oh, you've been offered one. Have Boreham Wood offered you the job? Wilkes is going off on a loan. Lovely stuff. Get that new generation coming through. Not that we'll be around to see them because, as I say, this is the last season we are doing with Hertha Berlin. After this, we are going to we're going to start on our Creator Club save. Scunthorpe, that's going to be a hell of a rebuild. They've tumbled down the leagues. Who would I say is the best music band ever? Oh, that's a tough question. Just from personal preference, it's Linkin Park. That's a band I listened to an awful lot when I was growing up, and still do now. To be fair, they rarely come out with anything new. I certainly don't now. But yeah, Linkin Park for me. How long's Cohane got? Back tomorrow. Okay, come on. You can start from the bench then. We've got in terms of other matches, not a lot. Okay, that's good. Well, this first team, let's get a solid start to the season. Let's get some wins under our belt. Make it hard for Bayern or Dortmund to keep pace with us. So how about you, Warrior? Who's your favourite band of all time? I'm going to say no. Oxford City want me. I think you're probably doing the right thing there, Scraps. If their football manager position is anything like their real life position, it would be a difficult one. Got ownership problems there. fans understandably not happy with the situation. And in real life, I'm still waiting to hear about news on Southend. I mean, it's another example of bad owners. But they're basically having to club together to pay staff salaries and player salaries and things like that. It's an insane situation there. You're going to say no to Oxford as well. I'm beginning to think you don't want a job. I'm a fan of loads of music genres, so it's difficult to say just one. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. I like a wide range of music. I'm gonna fall into the old man cliche and just say I prefer music from my generation, but I mean, I think that's gonna be natural for everyone. But I think Linkin Park are one that, yeah, so I listen to that a lot. Meteora, Hybrid Theory, albums that I mean, I wore CDs down. That's how much I listened. Next job, I'm going to apply for it. Yeah, you got to start somewhere, mate. I do love starting at that level, and I do like the added challenge of having to pull together a squad on a shoestring budget. It's relatively easy to do, I would say, because the opportunities for players on free transfers are huge. Fan of music from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Not really a fan of music now, even though I never got to experience the music I actually like. Yeah, interesting. I've had a few conversations with people on here similar. They're sort of younger, but prefer music from back then. And I think from a lot of music I hear today, you can hear like samples of music I remember listening to back in the 90s and even some 80s stuff. Conte sacked by Spurs, Roger sacked by Leicester. But I can't say I'm surprised. I assume this is in your save scraps. You've not just caught up with the news. I think Spurs have had like three managers since then. I do feel for Spurs fans to an extent. They went from Conte, who couldn't do anything. They had Mourinho, Conte, who couldn't do anything with them, and they're now relying on an Aussie bloke who used to manage Celtic. I mean, that must be demoralising. Obviously, if he goes and wins them the Premier League, I'll hold up my hands and say I was wrong, but I don't see it happening. I think most of the music now is just so bad. Some of them I quite like, some of them are a bit catchy, but there's an awful lot that I don't even notice it. It's neither good nor bad. It's just meh. It's background music. Chester's available. Hear me out, because my last name is Chester. Does not mean I'm going to manage a shit team like Chester. I mean, if you're shopping down in National League South and North, Chester's about as good as you're going to do. But imagine the feeling if you manage to take them from wherever they're languishing at the moment, they're National League North. Imagine getting them it back into league football from nothing. Oh, and as it's come up in chat, if you are in, I do have a code for 40% off for the first two boxes and 25% off for the first 2 months. Do feel free to go and take that code. click on that link and save yourself some money on meals for the next couple of months. What's up with all the random emotes as well? They are random because, and that is exactly the point. They're random. So got a regular viewer, Chiefs Kingdom, who's not in here tonight. Who he just had a bunch of random emotes that he got from a gift subscription he didn't realize he was given, and we talked about how fun that must be just to have the most random emotes turn up, and so he designed a few for me. The Gillingham badge is the least. That's the least random one, I think. But I mean, I do love some of them. They are absolutely fantastic. The obligatory red card. We got a lot more of these when we were managing Spurs, didn't we? But they always find their way into my games, right? We are going to get Margraf off. We'll bring on Cohane, and that'll be our team. We're going to do a bit of time wasting. Just try and see this one out. 2-0. We should be comfortable. Actually, while we're here, let's make a couple more changes. Let's get Eddie Amy on. His pace might cause problems if Stuttgart try and attack us a bit more. The dolphin emoji is funny as fuck. It's brilliant. I think that's a meme of some kind from back in the day that well, and it's just stuck with us. Right, Thorlo has taken a little knock. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. I've definitely got room for another emote or two. So yeah, I'm always happy to take ideas. We'll build whatever. I've had a few DMs from graphics designers, and I'm glad none of them have offered me emotes because I don't think I'd want to part with what we've got here. It'd be completely wrong if there was a structure to it. It wouldn't work. Just wouldn't work. There we go. 3-0. As I was saying to PMD Adaptable when we were doing our network save, or as he was saying as well, red cards only help you. There you go. You've been tempted into taking on the Chester job. I'll say this about Gillingham. We've got more of a chance to win the Champions League than Arsenal or Spurs ever have. Do you know what? I 100% agree. 100% agree. 10 years tops. In my dreams. In my dreams. And Ilya already showing his quality for us. Moyes sacked by West Ham. Yeah, it'll be a few years before you're looking at jobs like that, Scraps. Nine games in a row. That's another record. What is our unbeaten league record at the moment? We managed, I think it was 41 games last season. So Wolfsburg was the last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're only up to 7, but it's a start. It is a start. It would be lovely to be able to get onto another big run. Yeah, we're not selling him. We are not selling our best players at all. Well, if Jay Lethan, if they want to offer me, what, 100 odd million, I think it is, they can have him. If it's all up front, take him. Yeah, you can apply for jobs, you can get offered jobs while you're managing a team. In fact, you'll find it easier to be offered a job while you're managing a team if you're being successful. Generally speaking. And if you are doing particularly well with your team, you'll find you're just offered jobs even that you've not applied for. Although if you once you've taken a job, you're not likely to get offered jobs for at least a few months. Yeah, go on, regular starter, that's fine. No, 20. See, if you were 16, 17, 18, I'd be all over a £6 million player. But 20 just feels like it's too late for them to develop properly. So you're jumping the gun a bit. You still got an interview to do before you'll get off appointed. All right, hopefully we'll play out a nice boring deadline day. Ideally, I don't want to sell off anyone I've got, but when if I get £100 million up front via a release fee, a release clause, can't do anything about it. I'll just have to go out and spend it quickly. Brendan Rodgers is now managing West Ham. Yeah, that bad manager merry-go-round just carries on, doesn't it? But I feel like I might be being a bit unfair to Brendan Rodgers. He's had some success in his career, hasn't he? But he's not a bad manager. So a lot of the rumours are people buying my players, or we've got Jad Masri being linked to us. How many goals did you score? 16. That's a terrible average rating for someone who scored a goal every other game. We'll take part, but hopefully we'll keep it all nice and quiet. Get a cup of tea, be 5 minutes. No worries, Scraps. No worries. Enjoy your tea, mate. We don't really talk to the press anymore. That's for my assistant to do. There, £96 million for Chris Evans, who's a right back at Man United. We're never spending that money. Never spending that sort of money on a right back. He's got a bigger part to play, I think, this season with the departure of Vega and Diamande. They're still going for Javi Perez. He's just not. They're not getting it, are they? And no, he's not going anywhere as a backup. He is going to go on loan as a first teamer or not at all. Oh, so I must have missed Kuchka. No, fringe players, no. He will leave if someone loans him. Oh, and then we're going to have a Champions League registration problem, aren't we? I'm sure of it. I didn't pay any regards to that at all, so we might end up upsetting at least one player. I hope not. But throughout this save, we've had that problem with European registration. We've rarely had enough homegrown players. And that will be something that is eventually rectified at Hertha as the youngsters start to come through and become first team regulars. Don't think I want to loan him out. No. Thank you very much, but no. Right, Schaefer, Kaiserslautern. Yeah. It wouldn't be bad for you to go and get some goals, mate. Go for it. That'll be a no. There we go. He can have a loan as well. And considering Boskurt was my backup right back when we first joined, even at the age of 17, he did get a few games in that first season. It goes to show, I think, how much we've improved, that we can now let him go out on loan, even though he's got huge potential for the future. Because we already have enough players who are good enough in that position. So we've definitely improved the squad over the last couple of years, big time. Right, 1 hour left of deadline day, and we've managed to hold on to all the players we want to hold on to. We managed to get a couple out on loan, which is a good thing. And I'm still getting ridiculous offers for Perez. Do we just offer him a new contract? He does start a professional contract in a month, so we might just have to leave that. And Lugalio, did I put you on the loan list? I did. Important player at Fortuna Dusseldorf. Go and enjoy some actual football. Excellent. Right, job done. Well, transfer window closes at 6 o'clock in Germany. That's a good idea, isn't it? What this 11 o'clock nonsense with people having to stay up late, 6 o'clock, everyone clocks off, job done. Got a tiny sponsorship deal there, fine. How long have you been here? Have you actually managed a full season? You have, okay. Contract you on at the moment? Yeah, it's quite a small one to be fair. Okay, let's offer him a new one, shall we? Important player, my backside, but fine. You're probably going to play enough games. There we go. Happy to have knocked him down a bit there. So I'm happy with that contract. He's happy with that contract, and there's no minimum release fee, which is ideal. I do hate how many players want those in this league. Pretty much everyone. Right, here goes. Here goes. Okay. So far, so good. Right, we are one too many. So do we just take Mads Christian out and put Sync Bell in, and that's it. It doesn't have to be registered, but you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. I mean, that's not too bad. Christensen's the only one who isn't registered, and I've got no problem with that at all. Brilliant. Right, well, no drama in the Champions League squad registration, which is nice. It feels quite rare for us actually. I mean, there still is every chance that Mads Christensen's going to come to us unhappy. But a cup of tea, biscuits while playing FM sounds like a very relaxing evening. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's pretty much my ideal evening. Like I say, before I started streaming, that's what I'd be doing. So I thought, oh, why not just do it on stream and talk to people while I am? It's, yeah. Did I promise to sell you? Oh, dear Lord. Okay. What's your choice of biscuit scraps? Oh my goodness, why can't I click on? There we go. Got there in the end. Chocolate digestive, that's a solid choice. Solid choice. But if I'm being fancy, I might go for a Garibaldi biscuit. I quite like them. Or those Nice biscuits, they're good as well. Nice, nice, however you want to pronounce it. Hell of a lot of sugar on them, but I think that's why they're so nice. Or a chocolate hobnob. Can't go wrong with a chocolate hobnob. Or malted milk's a good shout as well. Okay, Hanover 96 and Lazio as our next two games, both away. Both winnable, I think. Uh, 50 to 1 are our odds for the Champions League this season. Let's hope we're laughing at the bookies on the way to collect our winnings. Leaving here with you. Right, Oliveira's got his new contract. Good, good. That's that sorted. Let's have a look at what Jay Lethan's release fee is. 99 million. Yeah, so if someone came in and gave us 99 million pounds for him, I wouldn't be unhappy. I mean, in the current setup, he's pretty much a squad player anyway, so couldn't complain. Serious question, as I'm really curious to know. My mum will just say, no, it's never stressful, but is it ever stressful to deal with your kids sometimes? No, I don't think it is. But then I don't think I've ever had any particularly, not genuinely stressful problems with my kids. They can be irritating at times, but they're children, of course, they're going to be. But genuinely stressful? No, I don't think so. Genuine stress would come with, severe illness or, they're in trouble with the law or something like that. But no, I'm fortunate enough that I've not had to deal with either of those. So no, I don't think it is genuinely stressful. There are times when I've been genuinely stressed by my children, but that's not the same as it being stressful. Like, in the moment you can, oh my God, will you all just shut up or stop fighting or stop bickering over some tiny thing or stop asking me for the same thing for 45 minutes straight. Yep, that can stress you out a little bit, but it's not genuine stress because as soon as that situation's resolved, it's over. It's not something I'll be awake at night thinking about. So no, I don't think it is. Genuine stress will come with, like I say, illness, serious problems like that. Right, so that injury to Marichal means that Senkbeil is getting into the first team, probably a bit sooner than we were expecting. And he's going to have to start a couple of Champions League matches, which is... Well, it's going to be interesting for us all. Do I have goalkeeper in the second team? Or the under-19s who can come and sit on the bench? No, probably not. Actually, Neath might have to. Let's move him to senior squad for now. So he's going to sit on our bench in the Champions League. which is, well, probably more than he was expecting to be able to do. Also, when we were younger, did you ever think you're not going to have any kids because you don't think you're good enough? Because I don't see a positive future in front of me. I don't know why. I just don't. Well, yes. Honestly, I've been there, um, and especially when you're in your teen years, you don't see it. You don't see that. You know, you don't see what your future might be. You don't see the point. You don't see the prospects in front of you. Even if you have them, you just don't see them. It's hard to. It's very easy to get caught trapped in that feeling, that negative feeling. Yeah, I never expected to have kids because I didn't think I'd be a good dad. Um, I didn't think I'd ever be able to provide for them. I didn't think I'd ever be. Uh, I didn't think anyone would ever want to have kids with me. But as you grow older, you will tend to find that feeling just dissipates a bit. It never goes entirely, and as a parent, you know full well you don't know what you're doing, and that is the God's honest truth. Every parent, every adult is making it up as they go along. No one knows what they're doing. We're gonna we're gonna let him rest on this one. I think. Let's get Lethan out there. And Cho's definitely starting. He's too good not to start. That is such a powerful bench. I'm very happy with that. I think the something I'd recommend when it comes to trying to see that positive future is to think about what it is you want to do. I don't mean I want to sit and play video games all day and somehow make money from it, because very, very few people actually get to do that. I mean, what do you feel would be something where you feel like you're making a difference, maybe, or it could be something like the sort of career where you think, there's potential to go forward. There's something that interests you in that, something that will keep you going back to work day after day, not just for the paycheck, but actually because you're interested in it. Have you got something like that? You think actually this might be interesting to me, and then think about, right, what do I need to get there? And then you break that down step by step, right? If I want to go to university, for example, and I want to do this course, what are the qualifications I need? What am I doing with my like with my GCSEs? Am I going to do well enough there? If not, what are the other steps I can take? Can I go to college and do this? Because they say every time God shuts the door, He opens a window or some such, and it's true. And don't remember, do remember that going to university isn't the only way into a rewarding career. Apprenticeships exist for a reason. So there are always options. Always options. And the biggest determinant of whether you're, well, the person who has the most control over that is going to be you. Yep, there's lots of things that are outside of your control when you're trying to look at future prospects, but you are the one who's going to drive the change in your life if that's what you want. And if you don't, no change will come. But if you do, then you'll make it happen. Oh, and then Keely just misses there. And sink by all solid. I was a bit concerned by the highlight they showed me there because I thought that was going to show me the goalkeeper messing up, but he did well, didn't he? Right, I'll give them a little bit of a ticking off here at half time because it shouldn't be 0-0. We should be winning this one. We may have to bring on some of the big guns sooner than I was hoping. I'm going to go attacking as well. Let's go get a win. Well, the front four has been anonymous, almost absent. So we'll change those to Chris Ostermu's tired already. He gets tired so quickly for a centre-back. I do have to wonder if the way I'm playing him is affecting him. Maybe being a ball-playing defender takes more out of you. I don't know. Oh, lovely football. Can Cho apply the finish? Yes, he can. And we're winning again. Good tackle from Margraf. Door over the top for Cho. Oh, and Ilya nearly grabbed the goal there on the rebound. Right, couple more changes to make, I think. Thorlo and Akane. There we go. Oh, and we've conceded an equaliser. That's terrible stuff. We just didn't put a foot in. All right, let's see if we can do something here. If we don't get a goal here, I think we might go stick two up top and see if we can force the issue a bit. Cho has scored, but I'm concerned he's offside there. What a good future in year 11. I'm going to... I agree with your stepdad there, Scraps. And school's rubbish. I hated school. I genuinely, struggled to make friends and whatnot. So, yeah, I always found it a difficult place. And between you and I missed a lot of year 10 because, I was having issues with bullies, shall we say. But I came back in year 10 and year 11, sorry, and did pretty well. I did work hard, and it's important to do that. So yeah, completely agree. And it's a means to getting to where you want to be further on in life. So it's worth the effort. It really is worth the effort. And Door gets us back in front, so we're going to just drop slightly more defensively. I think We're going to go time wasting. We might change that if we go and concede one here. And that's a good save from Sinkball there. And that was a very necessary one. All right. Let's see if we can take some time out of this game now. It's a good tackle in the box. Even if the player did go down, it's a very good tackle indeed. Door with a good run, but a bit of a weak shot at the end of it. I think it's also important to remember as well, Scraps, that, oh my goodness, if we really just conceded then, oh, terrible stuff. Right, we'll go back to where we were a moment ago. It's probably too late to impact it, but let's go for it. Keeper probably should have done better there. Yeah, so it's also important to remember that no matter where you are at 15, 16, 17, 18, I mean, going into your 20s, that's not where you're always going to be. When I was 16, I was working in McDonald's, and well, I wouldn't rule it out as a job. It's not bad as jobs go. Wouldn't recommend it as a career. Although, I mean, some people do make some decent careers out of it. Not one that I would have wanted to do for more than sort of 2-3 years that I did. But I learned a lot of skills there. Developed a lot of skills dealing with people, some difficult people, both those I worked with and the customers. But that's not where I am now. At one point, I was working in a betting shop as well. You know, in my 20s, I had a few jobs, some better than others. And I was fortunate enough to find a job that I've stuck with for the last 15 years, and I'm very happy with it. And we have just gone ahead again, so we'll start time wasting again and try and slow the match down a bit more. Incredible stuff in this match so far. And end to end stuff at the back end of this half. This Ilya with, I mean, the keeper again is probably looking at that thinking he should have done better. And we do actually manage to grab that win. Fantastic. And yeah, of course, Bayern Munich go above us. Well, fine. 4 games in, it's goal difference. We'll soon get back on top. Right, I think we're going to call the end. I'm going to try and speak properly. I think we're going to call this stream to an end here. It's 11 o'clock and I am up at 5 a.m. for work, which is why I don't normally stream on a Sunday night. So let's go and find someone to raid. Scraps, as you're pretty much the only person here. Anyone you want us to raid? And the people I follow who are currently live are Northern Pilgrim, Dave Goodger, and RDF Tactics. All right, well, we're going to go and pick on... Okay, I'll hold. Holding. And Cluthu's online as well. It's a topsy-turvy last match. Royston Gaming, okay. Excellent, that sounds good. Right, let's go over and join Royston then. Thank you everyone who's dropped by. Warrior, thank you very much for the follow tonight. And Scraps, obviously, thank you for your company all evening. Always appreciated. And we'll go over and raid Royston Gaming. So thanks very much, everyone. And hopefully see you on Tuesday.